Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host Armando Venditti, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday or whenever it is you're watching this video. In this segment of the Music Den, I'm going to be doing another installment of New Music Discovery, which I did almost 2 weeks ago with Brian Gavalier. We did our first segment and we focused on Brian Eno. In this episode of New Music Discovery, I'm going to be talking about an artist that I have talked about before on the channel. It was one of the first videos that I put up, and I featured a box set of theirs that was released in 2018 through Red Bullet Music, which featured all of their albums. But today I'm going to be focusing on one album in particular. The artist is Jan Akkerman, and the album is called Passion. Now, a bit about Jan Akkerman. He is a Dutch-born guitarist slash multi-instrumentalist. Helped form the band Focus in the late 60s, 1969, and started recording with them through the 70s. Also, at the same time, had his own solo career. Jan Akkerman, as much as he is known in certain circles, I do believe, and I'll stand by this, I do believe that he is underrepresented, if that's a proper term, with regards to the musical landscape nowadays. Even back when prog music was quite prevalent in the 70s. He's one of these artists that basically, oh boy, can't be categorized, to be totally honest with you, because every album that he has released solo has been a different adventure. He goes from progressive rock to Baroque to minstrel to classical to orchestral arranged pieces of music. He's done collaborative albums with other jazz fusion artists. He is recorded for Atlantic, Polydor, Vertigo, CBS. And every time that these labels go to him and say, okay, Mr. Ackerman, you need to focus on the charts, or you need to focus on progressive rock. You need to do the same thing over again in order to build a fan base. He basically ends his association with the label, finds another label, signs another contract, and starts all over again. Okay. He is one of those artists that basically lives for playing guitar. Even in the 80s, when his albums fell into the trap of those dreaded 80s productions in terms of using synth bass and multi keyboards and synthesizer textures and all that kind of stuff, and electronic drums, he has always gone back to the guitar as a basis for everything that he has done. And it's got to be said, to me, again, he is very underrated as a guitarist. And as much as Pat Metheny is a fantastic jazz fusion guitarist and much well respected and very much deserved to be respected, Jan Akkerman, in my opinion, is right up there. Okay. The album Passion was released in 1999 through Roadrunner Records in Europe and other territories. It's basically Jan Akkerman with a acoustic guitar. There are 11 cuts on the album, And I'm going to go through some of the pieces with you, if with your patience and my indulgence and your patience. The album starts off with two lengthy suites, Suite 1 and Suite 2, each 12 and 10 minutes respectively. Beautiful work, seamlessly done. Basically, these are two medleys that are done back to back. Suite 1 starts off with David's harp song. Other pieces in the medley are Wildflower, sorry, singular, Across the Bridge. Suite 2 starts with Monkey. Other tracks in the suite are Sweethearts, Close Enough, and Central Park. Okay. They are brilliant. They are magical. Other tracks of note on the album are One or More, track number 3. Tranquilizer, which is track 4, which clocks in at 5 minutes and some 30 some odd seconds. It's basically a blues number done acoustically. It is down and dirty and slinky and just guttural. If that term can be used while you're playing an acoustic guitar, I think that this track is one of the highlights for me on this album, along with the two medleys. He also does a version of classic Gas, Gate to Europe, which has been featured on many compilation albums. He puts his own spin to it. It is beautiful and powerful. Other tracks of note are Passion, the title track, which clocks in at just 1 minute and 30 some odd seconds. Followed that up with Countess of Pembroke's Paradise, which is another minute and change track. The lengthier tracks start off the album, and the tracks at the end of the album are around the 1 to 3 minute mark. The album ends off with a track called Whispering, which is like 2 minutes and change. It's basically a ragtime jazz number done on acoustic guitar. I don't know why this album isn't spoken about. I don't know why this artist is not spoken about more in popular music. Jazz fusion tends to be put off to the side in terms of a musical genre. It's not really mentioned in terms of a popular musical genre. And for all the times that you talk about, Pat Metheny again, Herbie Hancock, Jaco Pastorius as giants in the jazz fusion genre, Jan Akkerman deserves to be mentioned as much as these other artists. They all have a place in our society in terms of music and in terms of importance and relevance. I mean, there are artists that basically live for music and live to perform and live to record. Jan Akkerman is one of those artists, and I think that he needs to be mentioned more and revered more than he is. I remember watching a video of an interview with Brian May. I believe it was in the either late 90s or early 2000s. He was at a music event that he was performing at, and Jan Akkerman was on the bill, as well as Brian May. And Brian May mentioned how nervous he was to speak to Jan Akkerman, because to him, Jan Akkerman was also an influence, and you would think Brian May, Jan Akkerman, they were coming up at the same time. Brian May with Queen, Jan Akkerman with Focus, and Brian May revered Jan Akkerman with such awe and respect that it was unbelievable that he would be nervous to meet Mr. Akkerman. So I do believe that again, that he is an artist that needs to be spoken about more. And in terms of his playing on guitar, his guitar playing, it is unparalleled in the jazz fusion genre. If you look on the album cover, like you saw, the picture is of him holding his acoustic guitar, hugging the guitar, not him, hugging the guitar with his eyes closed. You know, he has such respect and love and reverence for this instrument that it is basically almost like a third arm to him. It is his soul. It is a part of him. And he plays the guitar with such passion and an energy. I mean, I've never heard an artist that can shred on an acoustic guitar, you know. And a lot of artists have said, like Paul Stanley, for example. I was watching um, Paul Stanley give an interview, and he was playing an acoustic guitar, and he said that the strings on an acoustic guitar are are unforgiving. They they're not easy to manipulate as they are as the strings on an electric guitar. Jan Akkerman does not have that issue with any instrument he plays, acoustic or electric. He can play notes and bend notes to his will. The guitar in his hands is basically putty. He can make the guitar sing and do things that no other artist, as much as you love Pat Metheny, etc. Like I said, everyone has their place in the genre of music. Nobody can make notes sing like Jan Akkerman. And I'm very disappointed in myself that I did not discover this artist um, sooner in life. I feel like I'm catching up with music. And like I said, I've never claimed to know everything there is to know about music. I'm learning just as much as everyone else that's maybe watching these videos. But what I like about doing these videos is I get to discover new avenues and new musical tastes and new artists along with the rest of you. So, and like I said, the minute you say that you know that, or think that you know everything there is to know about music, you're pretty much done. You might as well just pack it in and call it a day and retire from life, really. Because to me, music is about discovery. Music equals discovery and love and passion. So please check out this album. It's on YouTube. You can get it on Amazon. However, I checked it this morning before I started taping. It is basically going for $119. So if you can afford that, go for it. But you can also find it on Discogs, on eBay. You can stream it on YouTube, listen to the entire album. You can listen to all of his albums on YouTube. You know, there is something in his music for everyone to discover and to hold your attention. I kid you not. Please check out the album and let me know down below, down there, what you think. Do you like Jan Akkerman? Do you like the band Focus? Do you prefer him in Focus? Do you prefer him solo? Do you not like him? Let me know what you think and leave your comments again down below, down there. And yeah, I mean, again, there are no wrong answers. Okay. So please, I hope, please discover this album, listen to it, let me know what you think. I hope you like this episode, and I hope you like the other episodes I've been able to put up for you. And I really do want to take this opportunity to quickly thank everybody that has supported me, been watching the videos and like what I've been putting up. Again, I'm no professional. I'm no expert on music. I'm learning and discovering just like all you guys are. And I hope you guys do like what I'm doing and appreciate it, because I do appreciate you guys watching. So please click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content that I've got coming up. I'm going to still be doing episodes with Bill Schuster. We are still going to be doing that blasted Pink Floyd ranking sometime in early or mid-July before I go to Toronto. And hopefully you guys are having a great day. Please look after yourselves and one another, and I will be chatting with you very, very soon. Bye for now.